All right, back in the shop with I Can Fix It. We're going to talk cords today, and I'm going to show you a few things to look for. First of all, you want a good connection on your cord. You can cause a lot of issues with your machine simply because you don't have a good connection at your cord. And I run into this a lot where someone's having a problem with their machine. They call me up, say, hey, what's going on? I got this problem. It's overheating. It's not starting. It's starting up but sounds slow, or it's shutting off. I tell them, check your cord. And then they get mad because they don't think it could be something that simple. But honestly, that's the first thing to look at. You always look at the simplest thing first. It's also the cheapest thing to fix. So, when you look at your cord ends, first of all, any cord that's nearing 10 years of age, throw it away. Get a new one. You've got a $10,000 piece of equipment and you want to skimp on a $200 or $300 cord, and you're going to start having issues. The cords get wound and wrapped a lot. They start to twist inside. The braided copper inside starts to break, or it overheats a lot and is under strain. It's always getting tugged on and your ends start to come apart. So if your cord's getting close to 10 years old, or you're having issues with your machine constantly, electrical issues, throw your cord away. Don't even try to reuse it. Just throw it away. Get a new one. Something to look for. This is not a good cord connection. You've got wires coming out, so where they're made to clamp into this plug, this is made to clamp in and not pull on these wires. That's not working. That's not going to do its job. You're going to constantly be pulling on these wires, which are going to pull them loose from here or pull the strands apart. So that's not a good connection. You don't want to do that. Something else to look at, and many people overlook this. I wrote on these so you could see them. They're printed up here, whether they're a 250 volt, 20 or 30 amp plug. Why does that make a difference? It makes a difference because the spacing of these is different. Bigger around, smaller around. And yes, I have seen this. Here is a 30 amp plug, and you can tell it's been kind of squeezed together here because they've shoved it into a 20 amp female side of a plug. Yep, it will go in there. And I have seen these forced to the point that you can't hardly get them apart. Don't do that. Same thing is true with these. These are actually bent outward because this is a 20 amp male and somebody has shoved it into a 30 amp female. Now it spreads it apart. It won't even hardly plug all the way in, as you can see. It won't make it. So again, very dangerous, and it's just not right. Buy the right plug for the machine or for your cord. If you're running 30 amp, that's fine. You can use 30 amp. If you're running 20 amp, that's fine too. Run 20 amp, but make them all the same. If you happen to rent a machine, or you've got multiple machines, and some, like a Hummel comes with a 20 amp, American Standards machines come with a 20 amp, Galaxy machines come with a 30, and your Bona machines, your Palman machines, those come with a 30. It's real simple. Make yourself a pigtail that adapts from a 20 to a 30 or vice versa. 18 inches, 2 foot long, that's all you need. So that'll save you a lot of time, and you don't have to buy extra cords. You're not changing your ends out. Make one that goes each way, so you'll have 2 of them. So you can always do that. Real simple. Something else to look for when I say check your cord ends when you're having power failures. This machine this came off of, and it is the right plug. The wire looked good. It was secured in here. Great. The problem is it would not carry continuity through one of the wires, one of the lines. And so when you open this up, you see this has been overheated. It's actually melted inside this housing. This screw will not back out. It is welded shut in there. It's seized. So we were not getting voltage through this. So now on a 220 machine, we've got a ground and 110. The other 110 was sending nothing. That's not going to be good. If it does try to start, it's not going to be good for your capacitors, and it's definitely going to overheat that cord. So keep that in mind. Just make sure you're checking your cords. It's the most important thing. It's the first line of defense on your machine. It's the first line of problems as well. Your cord, your voltage and your amperage. And so keep that in mind and just go through your cords. Another thing you want to do, you see how these are pinched in here tight, and it should be. When you're pulling on this cord with your machine, it should be pulling on this sheath. It should not be pulling on these wires. So if it's like this, that's good. But where this is pinched, over time, those stranded wires in there will begin to break or pull loose just because of the flexing right here that's constantly being put up on it. So, you know, every 6 months, chop off this cord right here, reattach it. Take this section out of the equation, okay? Just chop off right behind here where you see this is flat, but now it's round again. Cut it right there. Reassemble this. Have a good connection and be sure you've got one that's not going to fail. So quite simple. Cord maintenance, very important. Check for burning on any of your plugs, which is an indication of overheating or a poor connection. And a lot of times that's just your first visible sign that there's an issue. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it saves you guys some money. And our next video will show how to repair one of these when you're in the field so that you can be up and running again on the job. Hope you liked the video. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Tell all your buddies about us. We're here to help. We're going to help you keep your machines running on the job. Until next time, I can fix it.